still Hustle Daily. What's up, Hustle Nation? I just want to let you guys know that I have a second Storytime channel, all right, which is We Still Hustle Daily 2. We Still Hustle Daily, the number 2. Make sure y'all subscribe to that channel because I'm releasing stories over there every single day, like I'm releasing stories over here every single day. I'm releasing 3 over there earlier in the day, and I'm releasing 3 over there later. 3 over here later on in the day. So total of 6 stories a day. So make sure y'all tap into the second Storytime channel because those stories will not be on this channel. All right. Make sure y'all like the video. We about to get right into it, and I think this is how she caught her boyfriend on the DL.
With me, featuring my girls and my Revlon
Thanks.
So we're also going to do a story today,
Holy.
so buckle up because it's going to be a wild one. This is a story about how I found out that my ex-boyfriend was... Anyway, so this is a story about how I found out that a guy I was dating was down low. And this happened in 2017, and a lot happened in 2017. 2017 was a very significant year because I broke up with my ex-fiance. I got a new job where I was making like the most money in my life in IT. And my mom passed away, but not before I met this guy who I soon found out was down low. So I've moved into my new apartment, which was a beautiful loft in Edgewood. And I am on Facebook and I see someone make a status that says, "Why don't women like Marvel?" And I'm just like, I comment and I'm like, who doesn't like Marvel? Like, what are you talking about? And the guy, who is the guy, responds and is like, you don't like Marvel. Like, pretty girls don't like Marvel. And I'm just like, that's such a lie. I definitely like Marvel. And he's just like, okay, well, prove it. So he asked me, like, on the comments, some, like, trivia or whatever. So I answer everything. And he's like, well, let me take you out to the movies so we can go see something. And I'm just like, okay, cool. So I'm just thinking, I'm grown. I have Mace. Like, you don't want none. So I'm just like, yeah, I can handle myself. We can go to the movies. So we go to, anyway, we go outside after the movies and we're talking and we hitting it off. It's a vibe. So y'all, I actually have, I also have ADD. But listen, when we were outside, this girl who I used to work with, I kid you not, like, this that has happened to me in my life is like, people be like, are you for real? Yes. So this girl who I guess she didn't like me, hater, jealous, she's in the car and drives past in the passenger seat and yells, "Bitch!" So girl, listen, that's gonna be another story time because I gotta tell y'all about how I had to get shorty, like, hem her up and go up to her job and let her know, like, bitch, I'm the queen bee. Like, are you dumb? Like, that's a whole nother story time. So I'm not even gonna put it. I just had to tell y'all that. But anyway, so we talking in the parking lot. Crazy biatch come up yelling and all that kind of stuff. But I play it off because I'm like, I don't even know who. Like, what? Oh my gosh. So he's just like, okay, that's crazy. So then I'm like, okay, kiss. So we go home, great night. I go to sleep and I wake up in the morning to a text message and he's like, "Good morning, beautiful. I hope that you're a morning person. Would you like to meet me so we can get breakfast?" So I'm just like, oh yeah, I like that. So I'm like, yeah, sure, we can meet. So we meet up at Thumbs Up to get breakfast. And we're talking and we talk for hours. And it's just like, at that point, I kind of knew, like, this about to be my man because I like him. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm always the type of girl, like, if I want you, I'm going to get you. But, it is what it is. So we very much so talked very nicely. And he's just like, hey, I really don't want to see you again. So we go on a few more dates and then boom, boom, boom. Now we boyfriend and girlfriend. So it dawned on me, though, that he was a little funny acting because sometimes when I would call him, he wouldn't answer and he'd kind of like ghost. Okay. So at this point, I'm like, yeah, I really like him. And I talked about how, he was kind of ghosting sometimes. So then tragedy struck one night. He was working the night shift of where he worked. And I found out, I got a horrible phone call that my mom had passed away. So I rushed to the whole situation, and like some hours go by and I'm just in shock. And I think to call him because at one point he told me about how his mom had passed away, and I just thought to call him. So I called him. He's like, "Where you at? I'm on my way." So he arrives there, and obviously I'm hysterical, and he's like, trying to comfort me. And I was like, I really feel like we should probably just go ahead and end this whole relationship because this is a lot. And he was like, I'm not going to leave you. I don't want us to, stop. I got you. Like, I've been here before because, like I said, his mom had passed away earlier in his life. So we continued on. And I think that was crazy because he kind of obviously already knew who he was right there. Seeing like how much I'm going through, like right there, in my opinion, you should have left me alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, why continue when you see all the tragedy that I'm going through? But anyway, we continued our relationship, and it was the time that he continued to kind of ghost a little bit, but I couldn't be bothered with it because of everything that I was going through in mourning, but we were still very much in a relationship. So as time went on, I ended up getting laid off from my job because I did not know about bereavement, and I was just not able to like focus like that at work. So they laid me off, like effed up company. And this was the company that I was like making a lot of money at. So that was hard, but that's when he really stepped up and he started like paying my rent, and he was like pretty much always at my house. I don't think that he had a place of his own. Honestly, he was still living with his grandma, and he was helping out his grandma or whatever. And he had a good job. Like, I remember him showing me how much he was getting paid. So I knew a lot about that. But, so we're pretty much at this point living together, in my loft, and, it seems good, but like I don't feel like there were like huge red flags besides like at the beginning when he would kind of ghost. But as we were like more in a relationship, it was more consistent. We were more consistently together, but he would argue about little stupid stuff, and we would like have arguments. And like, mind you, I'm a Pisces, he's a Scorpio, so we kind of already have like that energy or whatever. So I would kind of just be like laughing it off and like not taking it seriously because it like created like this tension that just, you know what I'm trying to say. So it was just kind of like I didn't think anything of it. So then I would he traveled a lot, so he would be like, "Oh, come here." So I'm telling you, we would go to like Vegas, and he would be doing his thing because he used to gamble, and he would be like, "If I win this, I'm gonna go buy you something." And like, he'll win and he'll literally buy me red bottoms. Like, he was really spending money on me and showing me like I was his girl, that he really cared about me. And obviously somebody gonna say, "Oh, just because somebody spent money on you, don't." Shh. It was all of that. It was flying me out. It was showing that he cared for me. It was him being there for me, like when I would have my breakdowns over my mom and all that kind of stuff. And really, it just seemed like he was so into me. So obviously what happens later in this story comes as a huge shock to me.
I agree with her shit. Cause if me personally, man, if it's some money involved and I'm spending, cause me, I don't want to get no, I don't be trying to buy motherfuckers nothing unless we fucking with each other. If I'm fucking with you, oh yeah. That means I'm fucking with you. Some people, some people go to the strip clubs. They just get their money to strippers and shit. I'm not giving my grandma need motherfucking her flow done and shit right now. Like, I ain't got time to be just giving my money. You know what I'm saying? So if Ray spends some money on you, oh, I'm fucking with you, baby. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, hell yeah, I'm fucking with you. Shit, that nigga said he was paying the rent and shit. Well, he was living there, so yeah.
So some time goes by, and the relationship continues to grow. We continue to be together. So all of this started in March. My mom passed away, and we continued to be together. And then things started to kind of be weird, right? So he had friends, and I would be around him and his friends, but it just kind of felt like he was like really a guy's guy. Like, they had their jokes and like that was typical, but like this one friend I was just kind of like a little suspicious on because he was just hell bent on being just like a dick to women, right? So it's like he loved acting like he had all these women, and he wasn't cute, but he drove a nice car and he thought he was the SHIT. I didn't too much care for this guy, but it seemed like he really liked him because he got him on at his job. So he didn't have a college education, so it would have been hard for him to get the job that he got, but I guess this guy got him on. So in my mind, I was kind of like, So we end up spending, this is it, y'all. I know y'all like, come on, get to it. We end up spending Thanksgiving together. And this is the first year that I'm without my family. I'm without my mom because I guess people just want to fall apart when the matriarch of the family passes away. It was just bad. So I was very depressed already, like, but I was just trying to, I remember, like, I'm not even a drinker. I remember, like, being at his house, I cooked, and I remember, like, just drinking and, just being sad internally, but still trying to kind of keep a smile on my face or whatever. So he was like, oh, he has to go to work or whatever. So I was editing a YouTube video and I'm like, I need to keep your computer. And he was like, yeah, that's fine, whatever. So I'm like, the first thing I did when I got on that computer was I was like, I'm about to look at his Facebook. Like, he got to be up to something. Because, like, I didn't say this, but, like, he was so obsessed with his phones. And he had two phones, a work phone and his personal phone. And his work phone would ring a lot, like, odd hours of the night. And he wouldn't answer. And, like, he would sleep with one eye open. So he was very, obsessed with his phones. Like, gosh, like, right now I'm married, like, I can easily, anytime I want to, look at my husband's phone and vice versa, but he was just really on his phone. So he's like, yeah, that's cool. So the fact that he left me with his computer, I'm like, nigga, I'm about to go through this, because, like, in my mind I felt something was not right. So I go through his Facebook. I find nothing in his Facebook. So I'm like, this is pretty clean. So I'm like, you know what? Let me stop looking. It's Thanksgiving, because, if you look for something, you're going to find some. And at that point, I really did not want to find anything. So I go on and I'm minding my business. I'm about to log out of his email to get into my emails to start doing my editing stuff. But something tells me, wait, look at his email. And that's when I found it. I literally look at his email, not looking through it, but the first email was a Craigslist ad. And I click on the Craigslist ad, I click on the email, and I go to the ad, and it's like an exchange, him and another person going back and forth. And then I see a picture of a person bent over, like, with their butt all in the camera and stuff. And I'm like, oh my God. And the conversation goes like, I'm coming down from Philly, I'm here from Philly for a few days. So what's up? And he's just like, okay, so what's up? Come through. That's what the guy I'm dating is saying. Now, mind you, we have been getting into it a little bit, like normal, like little petty stuff that I felt like he was starting. So he decided to go get his own apartment. So now he has an apartment all the way on the south side. But I'm at his apartment for Thanksgiving. So he's like, yeah, come through. And I'm like, what? So then I see it, y'all. He's sending pictures of his, okay? And I'm like, wow. So I immediately screenshot it. I take a picture of it and I send it to my homeboy. And I'm like, look at this. Like, this lying, cheating dude, da-da-da-da. And my homeboy's like, bruh, that's a man. I was like, pardon me? So he's like, look closer at the picture, Tiff. So I look closer at the picture of the butt all bent over, y'all. And when I looked under it, you could see. Then the title said M for M, man for man. You soliciting sex from a man on Craigslist. Are you for real? Like, I was in shock. I was in shock. I was like, y'all, I could just feel the heat come over my body. And because I'm like already a hypochondriac in a sense. Like, so I'm just really crazy about my health. So I'm getting into my car, running to CVS at like 9 o'clock at night, going to get an HIV test, da 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 da. And I'm praying. I'm like, God, please, 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 like going crazy. And I'm just like, I cannot believe this. But first, I need to make sure I'm good. So I take the test. So the test comes back negative, because, you know, I had to take 2. And I was just like, oh my God, thank you. Thank you, thank you. So I was just like, what am I going to do? So I'm at his house. I felt so violated. I felt angry. I felt like, why didn't you just tell me? And I was just like, is it just, to me, I was like, because like, I'm not even gonna cap. He had a huge, okay? So I'm like, trying to figure out, are all men like this? Like, this is what I'm thinking. Because like, you would have
Whoa! What do you mean if all men like this? I gotta cut you off right there, sweetheart. I am nothing like this. What the fuck is she talking about? What does she mean is all men like this? Slow your roll. Don't put that on everybody. Hold on.
never known. You would have never freaking known. So I'm like, I'm gonna text him. So I text him, and I text him, you could have told me. And he's like, told you what? And I'm like, you know what I'm talking about. You could have told me. So then he just starts blowing my phone up. And that's like, I couldn't even answer. I was just like so upset. So I left. And I just was like, I'm done. We're done. I'm done. So I leave his apartment, and he's blowing me up. And I finally answer. And I'm like, what's up? And he's just like, what are you talking about? I was like, I saw it. And he's like, what did you see? What are you talking about? I was just like, da-da-da-da. And I explained everything to him, what I saw. And he's just like, man, my ex be breaking into, he's stuttering. Like, let me tell you, he's a Scorpio. He is a very confident, right, like, I'm always right Scorpio, okay? So he's like stuttering and like trying to come up with something, and he's like, my ex did that, my ex be breaking into my email, trying to make it seem like his ex was so this and so that. But I had already peeped his ex in his phone before, so I had already got her number out his phone, because that's how I used to roll, you know? So I'm just like, if I ever need sis, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, why would your ex do that? Like, for real? And he's just like, I'm for real, da-da-da-da, woo-woo-woo, just come here so we can talk. I was like, nah, I'm straight. So, I get off the phone with him, and I immediately call his ex. And the first thing that she said, I was like, hey, I introduced myself, blah, blah, blah. And when I explained everything to her, the first thing that she said was, yes, y'all, his ex told me to run. And I was like, what? She's like, yeah, girl, I've never told anyone this. First off, I'm so sorry. His ex was so sweet. She was definitely like a very Christian woman, you can tell. And she was just so sweet. She was like, no matter what he says, he is that. And she's like, I used to think that it was my fault because I do a lot of traveling for work, you know, and I just used to feel like I would come home, and, you know, he would take all of our pictures off the wall one day when he didn't know that I was coming home early. Like, she was just telling me all these stories, and she was like that he likes, I don't know the proper term for, I guess it's transvestites, or I don't know. I made a disclaimer before. I don't know. But, and she was just like, you know, it's crazy. She's like, that's why I had to leave him, you know? And I was just like, are you for real? She's like, yes. So, you know, he kept blowing me up. I spent the rest of the night, like, just by myself, like, really just mourning the loss of a relationship, that, you know, even though we had our issues, like, I still really liked the guy. But I'm like, there's no way I can be with someone who is like this, and who put my life in danger like this. Like, you put my life, my health in danger because you live in a double life. Like, you're a liar. So the next morning, he's like, can I please come to you? And he kept blowing me up all night, and he was saying one time, like, please, I just need help. Like, we can go to counseling together. Don't leave me. Like, you know, that's what he was saying that night. And I was just like, I was trying to record him too, because I felt like my friends were just not going to believe this. Like, I had been in some ish before, but this took the cake. So, I was just like, listening to him and just kind of started feeling a little bad for him because, like, he's like, I'll go to therapy, like, come with me. And I'm just kind of like, I don't want to take that on in my life. Like, I want to be with someone who only likes women. Like, that's just period. So, um, the next day he's like, can you please come over here? Can we talk? So I come over and he was just like acting normal. And, I was like, so are we going to talk about this? And he was just like, what? I already told you, like, she was tripping, da da da. I'm like, you were just crying to me talking about going to therapy. Like, what are you talking about? He's like, nah, my ex did that. So he's like backtracking now. So, I don't even know. Like, it was just crazy. It was just so much drama with it. His ex started calling me, and I guess he saw her number, and he's like, you talking to my ex for real? Like, so he got upset about that. So, like, I went outside to try to talk to her, and he was like chasing me. Like, he did not want me to talk to her. And she was just like, no matter what he says, like, I promise you, like, I can show you proof. So she started sending me, literally, she started sending me pictures, conversations, all this kind of stuff of him with conversing with transvestites. And like, she was sending me, he likes men who dress like women. And I was just like, oh my gosh. I'm like, how could you explain this, And so it was just like a back and forth for a few days with us, and it was just crazy, like, just finding that out, and then like him gaslighting me, making it seem like it's not, and then let's go to count. I was just so like confused because I think a part of me didn't want to believe it, but I already knew, like, come on, it's plain, like, everything makes sense. He's been living a double life. So he came over remember, y'all, I told y'all I got this beautiful loft that I love so much that I have been wanting to get for so long. So he comes to my loft and is outside, and we're talking, and I'm like, why don't you just admit it? Just admit it. You have already, like, said, like, why are we doing this? Like, just admit it, so then maybe we can see where is it gonna go. I just wanted him to admit it. And so I was like, I have it right here. Like, it's right here. I was holding up my phone. Y'all, he snatches my phone, throws it to the ground, pulls out his gun, and shoots it, and does not miss. He shot my phone. You're crazy. Did this just happen? He shot my phone. So yeah, I ended up getting kicked out of that apartment because he discharged a firearm in a heavy populated area. We were in Edgewood in Atlanta. So obviously the police were called, and the police officer, he was a black man. He took it so personal. He was like, I am so tired of these niggas doing this. Like, I was like, oh my God, this is a thing. And he's like, yeah, this is a thing. So that right then I decided, like, I gotta leave Atlanta. I need a break. And trust me, I'm a Grady baby. I was born and raised in Atlanta. I had never experienced anything like that. I've heard, Atlanta, be careful, down low, men. But for it to happen to me like that, it was just crazy. So everything happens for a reason, though, because I left Atlanta and I met my husband. And now I'm happily married, and I don't have to worry about anything like that. So thank you for being DL, I guess, because now I'm happily married.
I'm glad she found her somebody. That's what's up. That nigga was so motherfucking mad that she found out that he was down low, that he fucking shot the fucking gun. Oh shit. That's crazy. But yeah, man, I don't know what else to say to this, just y'all motherfuckers gotta be careful, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. We in 2025, motherfuckers. Just it's all good. Like, shit, it is what it is in 2025. I don't know. You just never know. I mean, I don't know. Shit, I was gonna say, like, shit, the girl probably still fuck with you, but some girls ain't gonna fuck with you because that's a big, what I'm saying, deal. But hey, fellas, man, live in your truth if that's what you want to do. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, that's crazy. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below. I really don't got nothing else to say about this shit, Besides, that nigga was so mad that he shot the fucking phone. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with me, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to my second Storytime channel, which is We Still Hustle Daily 2. The number 2, We Still Hustle Daily, and then the number 2 after. Like I said, I'm releasing videos over there every single day, just like how I release videos over here every single day. 3 times a day over there, 3 times a day over here. So if you want more stories, tap into my other channel because we getting it in over there. All right. I appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with me. And I love y'all and I appreciate y'all and I hope y'all having a blessed day. You know what I'm talking about? From your boy Ray, Big Play. I'll catch y'all on the next one. See y'all later. Damn, I was gonna try to rhyme something with the end, but I just said later. That didn't even. I fucked it up. It's cool. Play as fuck up. Peace.